All right, now welcome back for part 2 of the A Talking Cat Teaches You How to Play Jubei. Last time we did the normals and pretty much an overview of the character. Now we're gonna move on to his special moves. If you don't subscribe, you're wrong. If you like this guide so far, feel free to like and subscribe. Yeah, it was a fast break, right? All right, so let's start. Honestly, let's kind of go by special move by special move. Jubei's special moves are actually one of my reasons I like this character a lot. And you'll notice I did not go into his install normals yet. We'll get there. I want to get to everything kind of in order of what most players will experience. So his first normal is 236A, Fissuring Slash, or Rekozan, which that's what Jubei will say in game, is a Rekozan. You can also do this move in the air, outside of install. I actually showed you the next part there. It's just a quick 3-hit special move called Berserker Barrage. It's very good horizontal, like, hit stun. Now, let me turn the counter hit off. Rekozan is a very good part of his combos for pushing towards the corner. It is kind of useful in neutral though. This is a fairly large hitbox, like right off the bat. The first hit is actually not that great of a hitbox, but the star of the show is this hit right here. Jubei is so low to the ground, his hurt box is kind of reduced, and he's swiping upward, and in front of him, it's disjointed. I love this move. It's a bit of a gimmick for me, but I love kind of throwing it out. Yeah, Rotan. This will be on YouTube. And then this last hit is just kind of huge. Like it hits actually about as high up as the effects are on screen. I've anti-aired people with this hit. Jubei gets some ups on it. He leaps up for this hit. But for the most part, this is negative on block. So in a block string, do not use this move unless you want to gimmick someone. It is negative, especially on instant block. It's -4 on regular block. Add the instant block to that, and you are guaranteed to get punished by most people's 5As. You can do some interesting stuff with rapid cancel and this. Because remember I said Jubei gets some ups? You can get in the air. I don't practice this. There, look, an overhead. A throw. Make sure to hit the last hit if you want to do the overhead. I'm rapid canceling too early. So, yeah, gimmicky fun stuff. Rapito. But honestly, kind of fun to have if you need like just one more hit to end a match and you got 50 meter and you're not in install yet. Instead of going to install, maybe do this. Like, that's kind of tricky. I love it. Also, it's air okay. This is going to be a very, very good air-to-air. But I will say, not before you've activated install. It is a bit too slow. It's 13 frames startup, and the risk reward is worse outside of install. So right now, we're just looking at the regular non-install one. Don't do this too often. As a way to play neutral, you're gonna die. That -4 is gonna become negative a lot when you add the landing time. Something else to note is his 236A has a different version. He has 236 236A, which is funny because it's a super input and it's not a super. It hits 5 times. Pretty sure the last hit sucks. Honestly, it sucks. That's what it is. It's bad. Do not ever use this in neutral or pressure. You're wrong. Might be able to do something funny, but like not great. Not worth 50. If it somehow counter hits, then congratulations. I don't even know what the combo is off of it. Both of these buttons are really primarily your combos. Like, you're gonna use these in combos, especially in the corner. Dropped it. You wanna push people to the corner. Or if you're doing some mid-screen shenanigans, you could do something like this. So, yeah. You can also do this into other stuff. I'm not going to get into other stuff yet. We're not there. All right, more special moves. All right, we have Form 2, or Demon Fox. Demon Fox is your overhead. It's 214B. It's your one-hit version of Gauntlet Hades. It is a former netplay gimmick, but thanks to rollback netcode, you can do this guilt-free to people now, because they should block it. It has 25 frames of startup. They should block it. It's most notable in your pressure as maybe the last option. Like, your block string ended there without meter. But that's very predictable, so do not default to this. It is very predictable, very reactable. It will make you negative. It is -3. You will lose your turn. You will possibly die. It does sit up 6A. That's something fun you can do because it's only -3. But wiser people will just throw you as the punish. So be careful. The good thing about 2 and 4B, though, everywhere in your block string, you can special cancel. Everything is special cancelable. So you can sneak it in. That's funny. So basically, you just kind of, if you want to use 214B effectively in your offense, I actually recommend doing it earlier. When they're thinking about everything else, this is when you hit it. You can also do really gimmicky things like dash 214B, or fun thing about it really close is it crosses up. This hits a lot of people. But it requires you to do nothing except a 5A before it. And if they bury or block you out, you're probably not going to get this either. Never mind. You do. But if you do 2 5As, you're going to be in front. Yeah, dash 2 and 4B? Great. So overall, also another very good use before I get ahead of myself. After a jump in, godlike. Your jump normals are also special cancelable, so very neat tool to trick people and get just an extra hit. Sometimes you won't be able to combo off of it, but you can just use it for frame advantage. Let's say they don't block this. Or block the first hit only. Dang it, Jubei. Hard to delay this actually to demonstrate, but yeah, you can see that. Not that this is something you would do in a match. You can run up and throw them after. The extra hit is kind of cool for doing things if you got meter though. To make it safe and also to just confirm off the mix-up. It's also super cancelable, which is really only important for one reason, and it's to cancel into your install super. On hit or block. You're not really all that plus. I think you would just be even. Actually, let's take a look. Yeah, you're plus. You're like maybe like plus a few. I hit. Jubei's still blocking. Keep in mind that's a barrier block though, so it's adding additional block stun. Yeah, see how quickly he recovered? It's not a lot. You can't really do much off of it. You could do something stupid like this. Really mess with people. Yeah, you can only install cancel if you touch the ground, so all the time it takes to get to the ground is already their recovery. They're already recovered. He's already standing back up again. So we'll talk about install too later. All right, next special move is 2 through 6B. The opposite. It's your special move that's a low. This is the best special move you have. This is my favorite thing. Like, before you're in install, this is great. May not seem like it, but this move is really hard to punish. It's only -9. And you're like, wow, -9, that's crazy. I'm going to die. But you're not going to die. Because look how far it pushes people out. Even without barrier. What do they got that's 9 frames? Some characters do, so be aware. But a lot of times, people aren't going to punish this. It's very, very difficult for them to punish it. And if they barrier block it, it's like even worse. You do it point blank, you just like, and they barrier block it point blank. Look how far away you get pushed. You're mostly safe. This is your mostly safe ender to your pressure. The other good thing to keep in mind about 226B is as a low, it is part of your mix-up. And you're like, well, am I just doing lows all day? Yeah, you are. It's godlike. If people are up backing, they're going to get hit by one of these lows. Look at, even barrier blocking, you get the full string. Oh, not there. If they're barrier blocking, you might have to cancel the first hit of 5C in a block string. Then you can do shit like this. Like you can go crazy with 2 through 6B in block strings. And it is also super cancelable, which means what you just saw was godlike. If you didn't notice, I just canceled it into install. It's a little preview, but keep in mind how useful that looked. Well, what about on hit? Prepare to be very happy. If they're standing at any point, this is one of your best combos. Like this is the pop off combo starter. Why aren't you blocking that? Remember how that 3C is a low? Now what if we don't even do the 3C? See how that can go? That's a free hit confirm and burst bait. If they get hit by the 2 through 6B and they burst, they die. You get the free burst bait. That's sick. You want that. You want 2 through 6B to hit. Set it to automatically end. I thought I had it set to that. I don't mind resetting though. My execution's really bad today. I think it's because I'm nervous about doing this guide, but we'll do combos later. Like, 2 through 6B as a combo starter is ridiculous. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Alright. Don't judge me on my combos. I know what I'm talking about. I know how to win. Alright, where are my notes here? Alright, we got the low down. This is, like, honestly, change your timing on your special cancel, and you'll catch people up backing a lot. Wait, why did that drop? That's crazy. And also, because you can change the timing on the special cancel, you can also make it so if they block the 3C, you can just change how you time that. So let me just set them to block all again. That's not that. Oh. Like that is like, hey, you were supposed to do the first hit of 3C there, and that's supposed to be a mid, so I held up back. You just hit him low. You could do that like really tight. You could do it very delayed. Either way, you're catching people up backing. And then you're doing that after instead. This is a solid block string that they can't reversal. If you think they're mashing a reversal, they're also not blocking low while they're doing that input. So enjoy hitting them in the toes for thinking that they can do inputs during your block string. Jubei's block string can remain solid long enough if they don't barrier block, for example. Like, let's just make a solid block string that gives us guard bonus. There was no gap during that at all. I could have RC'd and kept going. Like, this is all just making them block low. You want to make people block low a lot, and 236B will get you there. All right, moving on. Next special move, 214C. 214C is fun, but it's mostly a combo ender. It has very cool attributes in that the higher up you start it, the more damage it does. So usually you're gonna use this like this and get as much damage at the end of your combo as you can. In the middle of combos, it's not great. It kind of scales the combo. But 214C has some fun things. You can use it as a cross up. As like a gimmicky cross up. That crossed up. It's also an extremely good combo starter. Like, let's say they don't block this. Like, sorry, I clicked out of the window. It's hard to, oh, I hit the dummy. Oh my god, Jubei, you're so small. I don't train on Jubei enough, I guess. But essentially, the scaling on this as a combo starter is great. Another great way to use this is the bait anti-airs ability being small. I told you, I wrote that in the dust loop for a reason. And I'm showing you a lot of things with install cancel. Get used to how this is important. Get used to doing your 360As. But you can also just RC. So let's say, like, again, I want an anti-air. Oops, I'm bad. No, you whiffed your anti-air. It's my turn. And then some people's anti-airs only go forward and in front of them, and you can, like, get behind them with this. Also, there's the famous Jubei spray. I should show you this. There it is. Man. It only shows at the beginning. Look at Jubei's face there, man. I love that thing. All right. And then as was mentioned in the chat, using Jubei's backdash, which we'll talk in depth about soon, but just to give you the preview, it makes all of your special moves have their forward momentum. And look at this shit. Fuck neutral. We don't need to play neutral. We're skipping. Oh my god, how am I doing that? I'm doing a full 2-1 full half circle back. Yeah, skip the neutral. And then kill them. Skip neutral and then kill your friends. My god, my inputs right now. Anyway, yeah, I dread the combo section right now because I am doing very poorly right now. It is terrible on block, actually. You bring that up and it's a great point. It is -11. You will be punished if you do not cancel this move. So only do things like this if you are confident they will hit. Or you have meter. And do not ever whiff it either. God, Jubei's momentum is crazy. That was a cross up. Like, you can just be like out here and cross someone up. Ah. Yeah. Like, if you have 50 meter, skip neutral. I'm so bad at this all of a sudden. I do this every match. Skip neutral and activate your install. On block, you're... Oh, I didn't even show you on block. Why didn't I show you that? Here plus. One other last thing to make note of on this move is the last hit. Actually, you can see it better on block. That little tail flip at the end, it's kind of a frame trap. People mash and get hit by it. Oh yeah, you can actually just hit the last hit. Oh yeah, if you graze them, as long as you touch them, you can cancel it. So just aim to make sure that this touches them, because otherwise this happens and you die. This is also very good for kind of jailing people who are up backing. Something to note here. Like a Hazama player, they might get even like... Actually, let's record a double jump. If they're like double jumping and trying to find space, like you see how high up they got? They probably get out after that. If it were Hazama or someone with air mobility. So you can do that to jail them. Hard to get this though. You know, that's gonna force them back to the ground. You even just jump and do it. And then throw them. Something dumb. Like, come up with something. This is an active hitbox the whole time. Like, getting it on the screen will force people to have to block it. It is anti-airable though. It is considered an aerial special move. So like any other aerial special move, it's head property. Anything head invuln will beat it. So don't be predictable. Otherwise, they will sit there and do something nasty to you and make you look really stupid. Wow, you look dumb now. Yeah, don't be dumb. All right. Next special move is Form 4, Black Panther. This is also a really, really deep special move, kind of like the last one, that you can do a lot with. First off, Black Panther is, you know, it's half circle forward, half circle back, forward C. It's another one of his inputs that's a super. I almost forgot the projectile. Practice it. What's notable about this attack is you can charge it. It's also a fatal counter hit. So if they mash, you can get a nice fatal combo with this. So it's good for frame traps. You could do something like 5C, boom, and that's a frame trap. There are better options. But you can also, more importantly, charge it 30 frames, and after 30 frames, it becomes unblockable. There's a few. This is signified by the little ground shake. So you can know exactly when it's unblockable based on the ground shake. This is fully unblockable. They cannot input. No, you shouldn't. We'll get into the Rekka soon. I'll add that to what I talk about on the Rekka section. There is a secret property to this attack that a lot of people don't know about, and it's kind of tricky, and I don't expect y'all to get this first try. And like, I just missed it there. If you charge it for exactly 30 frames and release it on the 30th frame, you can combo off of it for free. Because when you normally hit the unblockable, you get nothing, right? Nothing. You would have to spend meter to get something. But I'm going to try a few times. There it is. Now you can spend that 50 meter on a super, although I would have had to do jumpy there. You'll notice that it doesn't make the ground shake. Yeah. Instead of 50 on an RC, you get 50 on a super. That's a much better exchange. Also, it guarantees that you're doing it as tightly as possible, so you know, less time for your opponent to react to an unblockable. Practice it. It's worth learning. You can also do it mid-screen, although the mid-screen combo isn't that great. Actually, honestly, the combos off of these aren't, this is not that great at all. You just kind of go for an air combo or finish your combo. Best way to know you got the actual like 30 frame just frame is it'll just seem like there's no hit stop. You'll just watch Jubei recover a lot sooner. But also, yeah, you can pretend to charge it and then just hit people. All of the special moves, though, I want you to keep in mind, all of them lose to overdrive activate. How'd I mess that up? So if you do want to be a little frisky with the unblockable, just remember... Oh, wait. What am I doing? You will lose. If they react to you doing that charge with with OD, you're going to lose the exchange. You can try to delay the charge to hit the first active frame or first frame they have after OD activate. It kind of hits people sometimes, so keep that in mind too. But once you've started, you should probably just understand you're going to get hit. And then the last special move. Jubei's really cool looking fireball. This thing is really, really cool. It's slow, which works in your favor. And crouch combo's only that's Finch. That's a good point. But if you're full screen and you can get this on the screen, you'll notice they have to block. This is a good opportunity for you to close the gap. If you force them to stand there and block this, you can at least get a little bit closer. Now they have to think about you being here versus back here. That can matter versus a lot of characters. If you walk forward a little bit behind it, you will push the screen forward. And then that gives them some room to escape behind them. But then they're also escaping backwards. That's good for you. You want them in the corner. Also, because it bounces, there's two things to think about the bounce. In fact, I'm going to set the dummy to throw it. First off, we're Jubei. We can run under it. But a lot of other characters can also run under it, including Ragna. It does bounce high enough that they can consider that to beat you. But you can just be aware that they can do that and hit them in the face for it. So there's that. Something else that's really cool about his fireball is depending on the height you throw it at, that's how high it bounces. And it still goes pretty much the same distance. Doesn't quite reach full screen at full screen, but it's now controlling a lot more space. They have to actively think about it. TK Fireball gets a little bit more height on it, but it dies a lot faster. But still, something kind of cool. Like, if you're fighting, let's say you're fighting a very aerial character like Hazama. If you can get up here and put this on the screen, what's Hazama gonna do? He's gonna have to deal with it. You can even just sit here behind it and just move in like little bit by bit. That's great. Or even just run in behind it. Like, if they're like trying to do something in the air, just run in under it and make them like deal with it first instead of hitting you first. Ball's great. Also, what's really fun about it is this will happen every now and then. Let's set the draining dummy. Yeah, don't use it against Hakumen. Or do. I don't know if you caught that, but it loves to beat IADs. And when you do get that, the recovery on it is very short. You can combo off of that pretty easily, frankly. You can even sometimes get the combo off of just hitting them in general in the air. So if we just do. Sometimes you can just get it. Depends on where you hit them though. This is, again, a Abare hit confirm shit. Usually from farther out, when you follow it, they get hit, you can get a confirm, but this is a little hard to demonstrate. Maybe you jump B to get it, something like that. Alright, I have link protection on, my bad. Let me unban you real quick. Oh, it's only 30 seconds, you'll be back. Yeah, there's lots of weird stuff you can do with the fireball. Get used to like trying it out. Another great use of the fireball, frankly, is in your block strings. I have found great mileage with that. Literally 1984. We're censoring people. Let's see. We just posted something. Can you just tell me what it is instead? We're doing a tutorial stream right now. You do weird stuff like that. It's funny how it goes over Jubei. Yeah, we already, that was posted earlier today. I think we all know. What if they barrier? Godlike. It's godlike if they barrier. Because barrier adds more hit stun. And more block stun, I should say. Not hit stun. I actually, when I'm playing and I'm trying to determine what to do with my block strings, if I notice someone's down back barriering, I will throw the fireball. Maybe I should use a different character. Let's lab against a different character real quick. Let's try, it's good old Ragnar, right? He's a little bit taller. You'll see this work more effectively on him. So let's say they're going to be crouch blocking usually because they're looking out. Remember this big silly low string? They're looking out for it because you've been showing them this for a while. Ah, cool. Well, what's even cooler than that? Like, the fact that this sets up getting your instant overhead is great. Instant overhead jump A will have its own section. But yeah. Also in the corner, it catches people who want to up back. So let's say... Like, that's pretty good, right? Again, catches people up backing. Yeah, they barriered, so you can't get the... something to note, remember we talked about the unblockable? If they barrier, it's hard to get the unblockable in a string longer than 2 hits. Yeah, there's no way to make this safe, but it's sneaky. You want to sneak it in the same way you sneak this in? I want you to get used to the idea of sneaking in your special moves and your block strings before the opponent has time to think about them. Because if you change your timing, then them doing these little up back option selects is going to get blown up. All right, what if I missed anything on the special move? Oh, I did. We have a command air dash. Hi, Sullivan. Welcome. Shitenjin is his command air dash. It is essentially just an extra air dash that you have to do a special move input for, either 2 through 6D or 214D. It will always side swap the opponent. In fact, it kind of always pushes through. That's very important to note. Kind of like his drive always side swaps. Except this isn't an actual hitbox. This is very good off of 2C like we've talked about before. Practice that timing. Get a quick cross up overhead. Or it can stay in front. Another good use of Shitenjin is in neutral. Let's see. Let's try this. Set him to standing. You can bait an anti-air. But don't get hit by the anti-air because you are in counter hit status during it. Combine it with your air dash to essentially have 2 air dashes. Also, combine it with jumping to make previously unsafe things a little bit more safe. Remember we talked about 2C takes your jump option? Well, you still have this. You still have all that. Or you can just leave. Just fuck off. Later. Just kidding, I'm back. Just kidding, I'm hitting you low. You know, like there's a lot of tricks you can do with your 236 and 214D. You can only do either of them once in a sequence. You cannot 214 and then 2160. I'm sorry, 2360. You can only do one per air sequence. So you can't like double jump and do it. Let's see, anything else? Special moves wise, no. That means we're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk about his supers. Got 3. Didn't take long. First, let's talk about his damage supers. On the ground, he has forward D. This is a very quick across the ground super, and I say very quick with air quotes. It's not that quick. It's unfortunately 12 frames before the flash, and 1 frame after the flash, and also has no real invulnerability except to projectiles, and the projectile invulnerability starts on frame 12. This is not BlazBlue cross tag battle. You can't just throw that super out to beat everything. If you're coming here from tag, understand in this version, this super kinda ass. Not that great. It's not a neutral skip at all. This is a better neutral skip than this, because that would cost you 100 meter. This only costs you 50, and it's better. Especially funny about it is that one vulnerable frame after the flash. I don't know how I'm gonna set this up, but let's try. Yeah, no thanks. Oh, did I whiff? That's good for a whiff punish. I should use one more active. I don't know. This is hard to demo, but you can just get hit out of shit. Oh, 2368, you're right. Just hit it. Oh, also funny, weird trades will happen that no one likes. Oh my god, I forgot to talk about the mark. We'll talk about the mark now because it has to do with the supers though. So thank you for bringing up that. Yeah, main... Alright. Main use for this is honestly... Ugh, yikes. It can be a fast combo ender. It doesn't do a lot of minimum damage though. The reason why you would use that as your combo ender is if your opponent is about to get their burst back, and you will kill them before they get the burst back. So let's say you're doing a combo and they're like on 9 here. Oh, this is a link. It's a little rough. You can even just do that. That's the easier way. Instead of going for the air combo where you'll now have to bait their burst, you just immediately super. Yeah, ground 236D is not great. It is good in overdrive. But that even then it's still not that great. Honestly, don't use it that much. Save your meter for other things. You need your meter for other things. Now the other super though, that's kind of the real, that just completely overshadows the ground 236, 236D is jump 236, 236D. which has better minimum damage. It also does additional damage the higher up you do it. So all the way down, it's adding additional damage. And it's pretty consistent as a combo ender. Like, you get to do a whole combo. Let's do this. Yeah, that's the other part. It's invulnerable till the ground. Yes. And as many people are already talking about in the chat, Jubei's drive, in case you didn't notice before, on hit applies a marker. And you're like, well, what the marker doing? Well, this is what the marker doing. It makes it so your supers teleport behind nothing personnel. That's all it does. Just kidding. It adds one more thing. It makes the supers do additional damage. A 250 additional damage with the mark on the ground one, and actually just 250 additional damage on the air super also, if you have the mark on them. Which is why, if you are doing the ground super, something to consider is doing it after a 5D, because then you get 250 additional damage, which is nice. But it scales poorly, so I'm sorry. Also, don't do 3C in combos. 3C will scale your combo when you can avoid it. But hey, we're talking about the air super. So what if they have the mark and they do the air super? This is godlike. I know you're thinking like, well, they could just react to the cross-up, right? Well, why? It's more important to whiff punish. Let's take another character for a ride here. How about Jin? Everyone understands Jin Kisaragi. Can I apply the mark here? No. They didn't think about that, did they? That's not in training. That's dumb. FYI, the mark lasts a very short amount of time. So what usually ends up happening is you'll do something like this. And then they'll burst. And if you pay attention here, they burst, but they have the mark on them. Then they throw a projectile. And let's pretend he just threw the projectile. It's a little hard to switch between these characters on the fly like this. Give me a moment. Ugh. Projectile. Do I not know Jin? Am I bad at Jin Kisaragi? It's A. Oh, so he has the drive one. I don't know. This is actually harder than I thought to show off. Actually, let's record him doing it. I'm so silly. All right. Stop him. You know what? There's another cool character to show this with who's very strong. Mai. I hit a Mai with this pretty recently. Bro, what is her input? There it is. Her jump drive? That's a really good move, right? Let's say she just bursted you away and she wants to go back into neutral and throw this at you. Just tell her no. Alright, so we'll record. That's a very common Mai thing to do. So that's how you can use the air super as an actual reversal, because it actually does have invulnerability. And the teleport, it shines when you use it like this. You can also neutral skip with it if you're crazy. If you want to spend 100 meter, you can do that. I won't judge you, but I don't think it's a great idea. But if they block it, it's still punishable. Oh. Oh wait, yeah, I can just do this. Free neutral skip. But yeah, no, that's the air super. Also the minimum, I'm gonna just talk about this now. In overdrive, the minimum damage on the air super is amazing. So much so that in your regular non-install combos, you might consider doing this every now and then. That did 800 extra damage at the end of a really shitty throw combo. Like, it didn't seem like a lot, but if they did that without the overdrive, we added 300 damage essentially by doing overdrive. Overdrive makes this super hurt a lot. And then, all right, so that's the air super. That's the ground super. What's left? Jubei's install super. So this is almost a section on its own. So we are going to stop here, take a little break for our friends on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching part 2. Hope you enjoyed part 1 also. If you're enjoying this guide so far, please give a follow on my Twitch page. Come join us. We play this game pretty much all the time. And also just like, subscribe so more Jubei players can find this guide. Thank you. See you in part 3.